In this video, we will cover the basics of hypertension. What is hypertension? How do you diagnose it? The symptoms of hypertension, the risk factors, and managing hypertension. Hypertension, more commonly known as high blood pressure, is a medical condition affecting estimated 1 in 4 adults in India, with only 12% actively controlling it. What is hypertension? Your heart beats every second, and when it does, it creates pressure that pumps blood to all parts of your body. This pressure enables the blood to be carried through arteries, veins, capillaries, up to your brain, and down to your toes, and everywhere in between. Normally, this pressure is required for the blood to do its work and is a sign that your heart is functioning normally. But when this pressure increases, it means that your heart is using more force to push blood through your blood vessels. At this point, the blood pushes against the walls of the arteries to do its job. Now, when you run for a while or perform a strenuous activity, it's natural for the pressure to increase momentarily. But if this pressure stays consistently above normal, you have what is called hypertension or high blood pressure. Over time, if hypertension remains unchecked, it may result in tiny cracks and tears in the walls of the arteries, heart attacks, or strokes. Diagnosis. The blood pressure is measured in two numbers, systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. The normal blood pressure reads 120 by 80 millimeter of mercury, and hypertension commonly refers to as high blood pressure, which measures 130 by 80 or higher. Blood pressure check is a routine test that can be taken at home through a blood pressure monitor or at your nearest clinic by a healthcare professional. Symptoms of hypertension. Hypertension does not necessarily cause any symptoms of its own, which is why it is referred to as a silent killer. It inhabits quietly until much later when you start to notice frequent headaches, shortness of breath, dizziness, or blurry vision. If you're 30 or over, get your blood pressure checked at least once in 3 months, because you may be walking around with a very high blood pressure and have absolutely no symptoms at all. Measuring your blood pressure is the only sure shot way to know whether or not you have hypertension. The risk factors. Hypertension is an extremely common condition, and most people who have it develop it over time. It could be due to environmental factors, genetic factors, such as someone in your family having it, kidney conditions, increased cholesterol, or some medication that you've been having. To put it simply, some of the factors influencing hypertension include your age, obesity, heavy salt intake, sedentary lifestyle, family history of high blood pressure, and smoking. How do you manage hypertension? Hypertension is best diagnosed early. Although there is no cure for hypertension, the good news is that you can manage it by making positive lifestyle changes and, if needed, through medication. 1. Lose the extra weight. If you are overweight or obese, know that weight loss is one of the most effective lifestyle changes for controlling blood pressure. 2. Get regular exercise. 30 minutes of physical activity at least 4 to 5 days a week can bring your blood pressure down to safer levels. Even simple physical activities like walking and swimming can be impactful. 3. Reduce your consumption of bad fats. As you age, it is important to reduce the consumption of red meats, fried food, or processed foods that contribute towards building LDL cholesterol in your body. This cholesterol gets deposited in your arteries and blocks the flow of blood to your organs. 4. Manage your stress. An increase in stress due to your hectic work schedule or frequent bouts of anger can give you high blood pressure. Work on controlling your anger and managing your stress. Stress reduction techniques such as practicing yoga and mindfulness, along with reducing screen time, can be of help. 5. Reduce salt intake. Excess salt makes your body hold water. If there is more water in your blood, it increases the pressure on the walls of the arteries. A sodium intake of 1500 mg a day or less is ideal for most adults. And 6. Get a good night's sleep. Our modern lifestyles have impacted our sleeping pattern. Poor sleep quality, for example, getting fewer than 6 hours of sound sleep at night for several weeks can lead to high blood pressure. There's no doubt that hypertension can be a scary condition, but know that with positive lifestyle changes, it can be effectively managed. To learn more about heart health, watch our other related videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel.